All right, what do we got going on today, guys?
All right, well, we're starting modular prep.
A lot of bike parts here.
Yeah, so
crusty old CR250.
Just kind of laying out the stuff that needs to get done here on this bike.
Ooh.
So we've got, what do we got? We got the resident expert over there. He's gonna be taking the forks out, replacing the fork seals. This is kind of a new to us bike. Appeared to be very low hours, just based on some of the stuff. I don't know. You can tell them what you look for when you look for a bike with low hours.
Well, I don't know. It's a culmination of things, you know.
Boots.
Yeah, I mean, the factory plastics with the OEM graphics and the stock seat cover and such, levers, pipes.
Usually you look for wear here. If there's an extreme amount of wear, that'll tell you that the bike's either been ridden really hard or it's been ridden a lot.
Yeah, so like any aftermarket stuff, you know, this bike's got a lot of stock components yet, so.
Just the fact that this bike has original plastics and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a 2000, so it's almost 25 years old. It just speaks to that. But so what we've got, we've got some fork oil. We do have fork seals somewhere.
They're right there.
I think we're actually going to do a full rebuild on it.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I bought this for my 98 CR250 and never used it. So, and this will work for this 2000. And that's got, it says it on there.
Okay.
And it's got bushing, seals, and all the fixings. So, and this is, you know, these CR250s are motocross bikes through and through. So we
gotta convert it to making it more trail friendly. And
so we've got a flywheel weight, big tank. What is this? 3 point some?
I don't remember.
I think it's 3.5.
Oh, here's the
3.5. It's an extra gallon.
Here's the pipe
and some pipe
guard
for the already dented pipe,
skid plate, and then I bought some radiator guards for it because it's almost a guarantee, especially with me riding it, that it's going to get dropped. So.
Hey, Dr. Martin, how was your anniversary?
So yeah, that's the overview. We're going to see how much we can get done today, and yeah. So Griff got the front wheel off here. I'm going to start doing the radiator braces. They're just an aluminum cover. They give some side structure and whatever, but these radiators are already pretty dented, and like the last thing you want to happen on the trail is like put a hole in a radiator or something, and then you know you can't get back to the truck. So Griffin is the one who is most familiar with this bike and probably why it has a dented radiator. Griffin rode this thing at Ironman GNCC last year, completely untested, pretty much just bought it from the guy, put new crank seals in it, and then brought it to Indiana. And what happened, Griffin?
Well, the nuts that are on the bottom here, I don't know what actually happened, but they weren't fastened correctly, and the handlebars just completely came off while I was riding.
The bars, he had like the wrong style clamps on there, and no Loctite, and you know, no lock nuts, no lock washers, and the clamps basically came loose from the tree here. So it went down hard, and that ended Griffin's race. So
this radiator too, by the way, is also tweaked if you look at the back of it.
Well, if you look at it from the bottom, you can see that the bottom end is dented in.
But pedal down.
What?
This down?
Yeah, it'll drop pretty fast though. So Griffin's gonna get the forks out of here. Griffin's doing the big jobs while I'm gonna work on all the little stuff. There's one. Set these on the ET for now. And these forks were leaking when Dad bought the bike, so there's the other. All right. Yeah, so I'm gonna start getting the radiator guards on, and then I'll check back in with you guys.
All right, well, we'll start pulling this apart. What I like to do first is I got the fixed end in the vise here. I start by unscrewing the main fork chamber bladder cap. I pull that guy out. Then I'll just drain everything in here first. Take it out. I got a rag in here so I don't ruin the... Now the oil that's in here looks like it probably could be the original oil from the factory. It looks like garbage, and the film on it, it's almost gumming up at this point. Do a quick rundown on how to get this out. All right. Now, it's not a real good way of doing this, but I put the fixed, or the axle mounting in there. They recommend you have soft jaws, but if you're smart with it, you won't mess anything up. So now that that's in there, we take our fixed end of the fork, screw it back in, only about hand tight. And then we take our 21 millimeter, and on the bottom end here, I think I needed the cheater for this one. Now unthreading this from the base will allow it to push forward, and then we can get to the lock nut inside. So you can see now when I push on the fork, it exposes the lock nut for this bottom cap. Now they make a bar, kind of like a fork, that comes in and catches the bottom. I've never used one. I always jam this is a brake line wrench. Usually you can fork it in there, keep it from pulling back. So now we get I think it was a 17 right here. Then we get our 21 back on there. Get right on the lock nut. All right. All right, now I kind of did this a little bit out of order, but that can be avoided or corrected. They also make wrenches that are correct size, but we obviously don't have that. It's probably like a 40 or something millimeter. Right now we're just separating the inner chamber from the outer chamber of the fork. And they are just threaded into each other from the top. Should be able to get rid of it. Should not be too terribly tight. There we go.
Stickers now. I just put this with my
All right. So now out goes the inner chamber. There's the piston from inside the chamber. All the bushings look good on that. Set that on the rag. And that is your fork all apart. All right, so now we got it all disassembled. We're having the inner chamber sit upside down, letting it drain fully. Now we're getting to the initial dust seal. Just a little bit of a pry with a screwdriver. Take it right off the seat. All right, now you just get it loose. Now there's an inner snap ring in here. It's pretty easy to take on and off. Just like that. Now, this is the fun part. It's like a slide hammer. And there's your fork seal. So the bushings and everything look good, but since we have new ones, we're just going to replace these ones. I mean, this one looks a little shoddy. The other ones are good. Pull that off. Usually lay everything in the order that I take it off in. Or take a picture of it. In this case, it's on video, so. The kit that we have did not come with the snap ring that we use. We're going to have to reuse that. Have a little rag. Wipe everything down here. First goes the dust seal. So what we're going to want to do is coat this guy up. The shaft coated. Alright. Now I don't have a fork bullet, like I said, so you can just be careful with it and you will get by. It's gotta be gentle. Just like that. Look good. So we're still sealing. Then we're going to put the snap ring on. Now the main fork seal. There is a right and a wrong way to put this on there. I believe the double oil seal lip goes on the oil side. Big end down. Slide it over the main fixed bushing. Get this one in there. Might be a pain. Might be easier to angle this down too. Push the fork seal into the fixed tube. Fork seal driver. Just knock it into place. You'll know when it's in there. You'll see a snap ring groove or a snap ring. There it is. Looks like we are in place. All right, snap ring next to hold the fork seal in there itself. And then lastly, the dust seal. Just kind of push that into there. So I went ahead and bled our inner chamber here. Let's go ahead and put the inner chamber cap back on. This can be a pain in the butt. Give it a bit of force to get it to seat.
This radiator guard is almost fully installed, and like I said, like this one was pretty smashed up. You know, this end here is bowed inward like most radiators on these dirt bikes are. You know, you tip the bike over and it smashes the side of the radiator in. So it's not lining up here or really down there. So I think if we relieve some right there, they should fit. So their dad's radiator guards and he paid for them, so I'm going to let him hack them up. Took care of a little bit of clearancing here. These are all bolted up now. A little bit here too, but like, you know, going to be pretty strong. So got that taken care of. They'll be finished bolted up when we get the plastics and tank back on. Dad's doing the pipe guard right now.
Yeah.
It's a little finicky, but
Just want to go on record for all you guys that working on bikes per se is not really my forte, to say the least, and or riding bikes. I've got several years worth of street bike riding here or there, but never really worked on bikes much, and really have almost no experience riding the dirt bikes. But this is what the boys are into, so I guess that's what I'm into now. So
yeah, so we kind of dragged him into it. But he had a blast the last time we were in Moab, so
yeah,
that's why we're going back.
for sure.
What else? We can't really do the skid plate while it's on the stand, so we'll have to wait until the forks are back in it and whatnot. But yeah, a couple more things the old man has to take care of.
Yeah, making
Looks
some
like-
headway here.
Looks like the O-rings on the pipe need to be figured out, and then probably just a new air filter. But cheap little things. So Dad got this pipe guard taken care of. It's not the prettiest thing. You know, they don't even really look good to begin with, but they do help. You know, if you drop this, it's going to absorb some of the impact or whatever, stop the pipe from denting. But it was a bit of a pain in the ass to get. It was a little bit of a pain to get the pipe guard on there because this factory pipe has like huge seams on it. But it's on there. It looks all right. It'll help. What else? Oh, we're about to start doing the flywheel weight here. This is, I think, the heaviest one you can get from Steely. I have one of these on both of my race bikes, and I think this is like, if you're not doing moto and if you're not doing moto with a motocross bike, you should definitely think about getting one of these. Helps, you know, prevent wheel spin. The engine will lug a lot better. Makes it a lot more tame. So this is a pretty easy process. This kind of just like replaces the, you can see that's threaded in there. It just replaces the flywheel nut, and it's got set screws and whatnot. So I'll get this installed on there, and I'll check back in with you guys. All right, so Dad helped me install the flywheel weight. That's pretty easy. It comes with a tool, and then you put a 1/2-inch ratchet on there, and then it's got set screws all the way around. You can buy an engine stop tool from Steely, or you can you know, click it into like third gear and have someone hold the rear wheel while you bump that. So yeah, that's done. Radiator braces are on. The gas tank is on. Everything fits up nice. Like I said before, the pipe guard is on. We also topped off the rear brake fluid. I think Griffin is just about done with the forks. Yeah, so I think next step is getting the forks on, and then what else? Oh, this gas tank like reeked like varnish, so the petcock is in the ultrasonic right now. So Griffin is buttoning up the forks right now. Those are all put back together. What else do we got yet? Oh, the petcock
Oh yeah,
is in
Put
the
a petcock
ultrasonic. So once we get that on, that should be pretty much it for the parts that we have now. There's a few other things that it still needs, like maybe a chain. I said air filter.
And we got to put the skid plate on yet.
Yep, and it needs O-rings for the pipe. But other than that, it should be ready to go. And then he started, you know, he didn't like working on the new bike, so he figured he'd tear into the.
Yeah, this is
All
more.
junk.
This is more my speed. It's got some crust and some rust and some age. It's almost my age, so
But this thing came to Moab with us last time.
yeah, I totally bonded with this thing. Like it was awesome. Like the greatest bike ever made, I thought.
Yep. But but this needs. Why do
Yeah,
we have the wheel off? Oh, we were gonna put brakes on it because the adjuster was all the way run in.
I might look for a new cable because the brakes really weren't worn down that much.
Yeah, the brakes really aren't that bad.
But the adjustment was all gone. So
I mean, there's like still like enough pad left to where you would still have some adjustment left. These are the new ones. And the skid plate has to go back on. But
yeah, almost everything on this old bike has been.
so
It's
these
in
are
really rough shape. I mean, it hasn't been apart, and it's kind of a struggle to work on it in some regards. But
yep. So these are two of the 4 bikes that are probably going to come with us. Griffin has a what? What are we looking at?
well, I took the wheel off, and then of course the wheel bearing is shot
You know,
on
it's
it.
only
So,
42 years old.
yeah, and I was hoping maybe we'd have it in the stash of snowmobile stuff, but we don't. So we're gonna have to order some stuff here for it.
That one ain't that bad.
No, that one's really not too bad, but this one's
That
done.
one's done.
So
Yep. But like I was saying before, these are 2 of the 4 bikes that are come with us. I think, one of these 2 will be the backup, and then Griffin will get a video on that maybe before we leave. Is bringing a 92 YZ250, and I may or may not be bringing this bike if the engine gets done, or I might be going to look at one on Monday to take with us. So yeah.
and carry on our work a little bit here.
Yeah, we got a couple more things to button up.
We'll get
before
the
we
skid plate on it and
finish up for the day.
try to finish this one up.
There's the skid plate, little works connection deal. Should provide some good protection. And it's really light too, so it's just 4 bolts. It's got these hooks that go around the frame. Pretty simple. I think that's pretty much it for the aftermarket parts for this guy. I think Griffin said he wants to grease up the linkage, but that should be about it for this one.
Alright guys, so that's a wrap for this one. I think we made some good headway on the old CR250.
That one should be ready to go from the lab now, minus a few things, but
Yeah.
definitely should be a bit more tame for the trails now, I think. This guy probably won't be able to handle it anyway,
Yeah.
so.
I'm not really comfortable on the thing as it is, but hopefully I'll get used to it.
We're gonna start shifting gears away from the snowmobile videos now, probably move on to more bike stuff, maybe some old Toyota trucks or something, so.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have more griff. So,
Hi.
yeah, thanks to him. So, if you guys like the video, like, subscribe, hit the old notification bell.
Whatever the hell that thing is.
Yeah, whatever that does. I think it helps. That's what they say. So, anyhow, we got a little special new Glarus Brewing Company spotted sizzle.
Spotted garbage.
Ooh, a little head going there.
3-year-old phone.
A little foamage. Ah,
Yeah.
good stuff.
Sweet.
See you guys next
All
time.
right, guys. See ya.